afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Black Hills Energy Stadium on this Wednesday afternoon as we are squaring up in just a few minutes for Game 3 of play between your hometown Spearfish Sasquatch and our friends from Caldwell, Idaho, the Canyon County Spuds. The Squatch have won the first 2 of 3 in this series, and we are looking to take the sweep. Would they win tonight? Would be huge. We had an incredible walk-off win just last night. We have plenty of things to talk about regarding that victory, as the Squatch are looking to carry that momentum into tonight's game. As we are going to go ahead and get into the lineups for both teams. But before that, just wanted to let you know, as always, I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch, and we are so glad to have you with us, tuning in, whether it be here at the stadium or over the live stream. So glad you're here to witness, hopefully, a win tonight in Game 3 for Spearfish. So in just a few minutes, we are going to have everyone called out, as we are just under 10 minutes away from first pitch at 6:35 on this overcast evening. As we're going to go ahead and introduce the visiting Canyon County Spuds. Leading off tonight in Game 3, number 9, the left fielder Tyler Castelli. Batting second, number 13, the right fielder Lucas Danielitz. Batting third, number 1, the center fielder Owen Bischoff. Hitting cleanup, number 34, the designated hitter Tyler Stone. Batting fifth, number 12, and catching Matthew Mandeville. Hitting sixth, number 4, the third baseman Mason Levitt. Hitting seventh, number 30, the first baseman Cole Wilson. Batting eighth, number 15, the second baseman Gabe Garrett. And rounding out the order tonight for Canyon County is number 5, the shortstop Dawson Barricani. Pitching for the Spuds on the mound will be number 27, Mitchell Torres. We have plenty on him to talk about, as this is going to be a very exciting matchup, as it was a defensive-heavy game last night. As your Spearfish Sasquatch are being called out on the field, we're going to go through their lineup real quick. Leading off tonight for his second game in a row, number 12 for Spearfish, the left fielder Gabe Springer. Batting second, number 25, and designated hitting tonight, Nikki Winterstein. Batting third, number 24, the second baseman Ryan Bachman. Hitting fourth, number 27, the shortstop Johnny McHenry. Batting fifth, number 13, the third baseman Ivan Palomino. Hitting sixth, number 28, the first baseman Harrison Clark. Hitting seventh, number 2, the center fielder Carson Green. Batting eighth and catching, number 29, the Keenan O'Brien. And finishing this order tonight for Spearfish, number 4, the right fielder Bryson Hoyer. Game 3 in just a few minutes, as we are here for the national anthem. So let's play ball, as we just sat down on the field. We just had a beautiful rendition of the national anthem by our friend down on the field, Luca Weber. What an absolutely great performance to get this night started as the Squatch are looking to get their brooms out and take the sweep in a 3-game set against the Canyon County Spuds. We have a lot to talk about in this matchup. Going to be a very interesting one. As we are just a few moments away from first pitch, I'm Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, and I am excited to be on the call, as there's bound to be plenty of action tonight. And I was very hesitant to go ahead and mention the starting pitcher tonight for the Squatch because I want to go ahead and do it now as he just takes the mound. Connor Jones, number 22, pitching for Spearfish tonight, as he has to face through a very difficult 1 through 9 lineup tonight for Canyon County. Jones from Circleville, Ohio, plays at Capital University, coming into his 7th start in the rotation tonight for Spearfish. We will go in more depth about his last performance as well as what he's looking forward to against the Spuds tonight, as he has a few warm-up pitches, but we thank you again for joining us. As it is a bit of a cloudy night, but nothing seems to be threatening right now. We seem to have a clear forecast for the rest of the night as this audience here in Game 3 looking to get this one underway. And we are probably going to be starting early again tonight, 6:31 p.m. Still a few minutes away from first pitch. It is Healthcare Heroes Night tonight at Black Hills Energy Stadium. And with that being said, anyone in the healthcare profession is eligible to come to the park and get half off the ticket for admission tonight. So if you're on the fence and wondering, hey, should I come to the game? Absolutely. We would love to see you, and we will be celebrating you all night long. As it is a bit of a color rush tonight for both teams, as the Canyon County Spuds are donning their black jerseys, gray striped pants. And the Squatch have those beautiful blues on tonight and their white pants as well. Connor Jones on the mound here in the top of the first, just a few seconds away from first pitch, and Keenan O'Brien behind the plate. We just had Keenan all in the booth for the later innings of last night's game, as he is back into action. We talked all about him catching so far this season. We hope for a good game tonight as Connor Jones faces off against the leadoff hitter Tyler Castelli. Castelli is playing left field tonight. He has led off in the first 2 games of the series, excuse me, as he takes a big cut on that one for strike 1. And the 1-1, Castelli fouls it right off 1-2. And the 1-2 once more from Connor. That one is going to be grounded softly right off the edge of the bat. Bachman takes a clean hop and throws over to Clark at first for out number 1. So that's the way to get things under rolling. An easy ground out there against Tyler Castelli, takes care of him. 1 out here in the top of the first for Lucas Danielowitz, the right fielder. So far to start this second half of play through the summer season, the Sasquatch are 5-2, and the Spuds have hit a bit of a rough patch. They are 1-4, losing the first 2 against the Sasquatch here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Looking to salvage the series, but hopefully that is not the case. So a 1-1 count now to Lucas as he pops that one up just past the infield. Ryan Bachman backing up a few steps and calls it off into way shallow right field for out number 2. So a ground out and a pop out for the first 2 outs in this Spuds lineup. And Owen Bischoff playing center field tonight as he steps in. And Chase Burke was the center fielder for the Spuds in Game 2. Not in the starting lineup tonight as Bischoff takes over, as he is behind or ahead. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 0-0. High and outside for ball 2. Talking about Connor, he is 1 in 3 with a 6.67 ERA through his first 6 starts for the Sasquatch. And don't let that high earned run average fool you. He has actually had a great season. There's a big swing and a miss there on the outside edge of the plate for a 2-1 count with 2 outs and nobody on. The ERA is much inflated as he just had his roughest outing of the year last week against the Fremont Moo, only going 4 innings, giving up 8 runs on 8 hits. So definitely his roughest so far, as he did not allow any more than 4 runs in any of his other 5 starts. So that says something. Last week's start against Fremont was an outlier. Not the usual performance from Connor, looking to rebound tonight. Trying to win his 2nd game of the year in his 7th start on the mound. He has his work cut out for him. It might be the toughest challenge of the year for Jones so far, as he matches up with the Spuds pitcher, Mitchell Torres. But looking good so far as he takes care of Owen Bischoff on the strikeout. That finds the plate. So, 3 up, 3 down for Connor Jones. Looking good early as the Squatch look to take an early lead in the bottom of the 1st, putting up some runs on a very good pitcher for the Spuds. More to come on him as we will be right back in just a few minutes. Squatch and Spuds tied 0-0.
When you venture to spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
We're all going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
And welcome back here in the bottom of the 1st inning as Connor Jones, the starting pitcher for the Squatch, just had a 1-2-3 top of the 1st. Looking good so far, retiring all 3 Spuds hitters. And now we get our first look at the Canyon County guy on the mound tonight in Game 3. Number 27, Mitchell Torres, facing off against Gabe Springer, who is leading off for the 2nd night in a row. As Torres was quickly ahead 0-1, now throws that one low and inside for a 1-1 count. There's a reason Gabe is leading off after batting in the bottom half of the order just last week. He has found his stride all the way. Not the way Gabe wants his night to start out, but he gets on base. After that one was way inside. Torres did not mean to do that one, but plunks Gabe as he takes first base off the hit by pitch. So a quick appearance from Gabe there, as he is going to go ahead and take first with Nicky Winterstein stepping in. Springer went 3 for 4 last night in the leadoff spot, and now Nicky Winterstein, after taking the night off last night, stepping in as the designated hitter in game 3, and batting in the 2 spot. I love talking about the 1 through 9 lineup for the Sasquatch, night in and night out, but tonight, man, Springer leading off, Nicky Winterstein batting second, followed by Ryan Bachman batting third, and Johnny McHenry hitting cleanup. 1 through 4 just alone. An unreal lineup having to face as an opposing pitcher, as Winterstein fouls that one off down the left field line and into the Spuds bullpen. So a quick 0-2 count now for Torres. Looks at Springer over at first, the pitch, and Nicky's going to put that one in play, grounds it to the shortstop, the second baseman. They throw over to first, but not in time on the throw as Winterstein beats out the second baseman attempt. So he will be safe over at first, but 1 out as Springer is out at second base. Was almost a quick double play, but Winterstein with the hustle up first base, able to beat out the throw in time. 1 on, 1 out as Nicky replaces Gabe over there at the first base bag, and just in time for Ryan Bachman to step in. So we were talking about Gabe's performance from last night, going 3 for 4. About last night, I haven't really mentioned it just yet, but if you were not tuning in, you missed an instant classic. One for the ages and one to remember in this summer season. As Bachman pops that one up, the second baseman rushing over and able to get under it, but he is going to drop the ball, going to come out of the glove at the last second, and Nicky Winterstein had a good lead off of first, able to take second. Great job there, as that might be an error on the second baseman tonight, Gabe Garrett. And that is exactly what it is going to be. Garrett rushed over as he was close to the right field line, calling off the right fielder and first baseman, got under it but seemed to lose his footing and backtracked at the last possible second, and the ball came out of the glove. Great job from Nicky to take second base after realizing Garrett did not catch it, as Johnny McHenry pulls that one. Grounds it just foul down third base. So already runners on first and second, with 1 out here, and Johnny stepping in. In the first inning last night, the Squatch had bases loaded, nobody out, but were unable to drive a run across. And with the success that Spearfish has had in the early innings, especially in the past 3 weeks, we hope for a different result tonight in game 3. Johnny's going to send that one out towards center field, and it's going to be an easy catch for Owen Bischoff as he throws back to second for out number 2. McHenry unable to advance anyone as he can't get that one to drop. And the third baseman, Ivan Palomino, looking to keep this inning alive with 2 outs against a very good Spuds pitcher on the mound.
Ivan Palomino.
And Torres.
Oh, is that what he said?
So in game 2, it was a close one all night. A defensive battle as both pitchers for the Squatch and the Spuds had a great game on the mound. But at the end of the night, it was a walk-off win as the Sasquatch overcame 3 errors with 3 runs on 8 hits for the Squatch. It was a pitcher's duel, as I've mentioned. Might be a little bit of the same story tonight, basing off of how Connor got through those 1-2-3 hitters so easily. And it might be the same fate here in the first for Torres, as Palomino pops that one into right field for out number 3. So, Squatch get runners on first and second, but can't get anybody across. As shaping up to be a fun one tonight for both guys on the mound. Spuds looking to take game 3. Squatch looking to sweep Canyon County. We will see who prevails in this matchup tonight. Headed to the top of the second in a scoreless game, 0-0. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball.
In health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
So Connor Jones on the mound after a very easy as could be, top of the first. Here in the top of the second now, facing off against the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Canyon County. And leading off the order in the second is Tyler Stone, the designated hitter, as he takes strike 1. And that one is going to be fouled back. For a quick 0-2 count. Stone, who had been playing ball at Gonzaga, has entered the transfer portal. Not sure where he will be going in the fall, but a very talented hitter at the plate. He takes that one very inside for ball 1. The 1-2 now from Jones. That one's going to be fouled back once more. Looking at the defensive alignment tonight for the Sasquatch. Starting out with first base, Harrison Clark. Getting the start over at first, Ryan Bachman at second, McHenry at short, and Ivan Palomino manning the hot corner. The outfield from left to right, Gabe Springer, Carson Green in center, and Bryson Hoyer in right. Now the 2-2 from Jones. Way outside. Connor couldn't locate that one. As the count now runs full here with nobody out. And the payoff pitch. Oof. Almost had Stone there, but Tyler able to get just a piece of it. Fouls it off of what it seemed to be the ump's face mask. And O'Brien going to go out there and talk it through with Connor. So Matthew Mandeville, who is catching tonight for the first time for the Spuds this series, is in the on-deck circle, followed by Mason Levitt, who had himself a game last night. So we will try again with the full count. Jones's pitch. And just outside of the zone. Good idea there. Tyler Stone did not fall for it, though. Takes a leadoff walk here in the top of the second. So Mandeville batting .200 even through his first 11 games played. He has a runner for the Spuds and Tyler Stone on first. And we want to be able to talk about the background of some of these Spuds hitters. We received plenty of information on him yesterday. We are pulling that up as we speak, so we can give you a little more background on these guys. As Mandeville is going to get a hit there. That one is launched over into left field. Springer picks it up, so now runners on first and second, and nobody out. After a leadoff walk and a shot into left, as Mason Levitt comes up. So here we see what Connor is going to throw here after Mandeville takes the first hit of the night for the Spuds. Bit of a smaller crowd here in Game 3, but we have had great turnouts for Games 1 and 2 of this series, as that one is going to be a slow grounder over. Palomino throws to first, and unable to make the catch is Harrison Clark, as that one was offline. Clark had to jump and try to get the tag out at first, but no can do. A runner is going to cross as Tyler Stone, great heads-up base running, ran from second to third and then to home after the ball got away from Clark. So now a Spuds lead for Connor Jones now on the mound, as he's trying to get out of a already busy inning here in the top of the second. Runners on first and second again. Still nobody out. And Cole Wilson, the first baseman tonight, fouls it back. Connor trying to really shake off that 8-hit and 8-run outing last week against the Fremont Moo. He has not had anywhere near as rough of a start as that at any point throughout this season, so we know he is looking for a much better outcome tonight in Game 3. So Jones now ahead 0-2 on this 75-degree night here in Spearfish, South Dakota. And it is a perfect 75. A little breeze kicking in because the sun is not beaming down as it has in the past. We've had a few very sunny afternoons followed by some showers and thunderstorms, as that one is lifted high to Carson Green. Gets under it, and the Spuds are not going to try to challenge his arm. Very good idea as the runner from second stays put. So one out now for Connor Jones, looking to keep it a one-run game. So Cole Wilson retired as Gabe Garrett steps in. Garrett had a fielding error a few minutes ago in the bottom of the first. Put runners on first and second, but luckily for the Spuds, nothing came of it, as Torres, the pitcher for Canyon County, able to get out of the early inning jam. The Spuds batting .259 collectively as a unit. A very disciplined team and very well balanced, which is spelling a great matchup between the Squatch and the Spuds. We've seen it already in the first two games. Although we have taken games 1 and 2, the Spuds have been there all the way, fighting back into Sasquatch leads throughout the game, including a classic last night. I was unable to get to it last inning, but we have a little time to talk about it now as Connor Jones fires that ball in for a strike. Curves into the zone, a 2-1 count against Gabe Garrett. Runners on first and second, one out. But in Game 2, the Squatch won in walk-off fashion. 3 runs on 8 hits. It was a pitcher's duel for both teams, and it was the first time that the Squatch were held to less than 5 runs this entire homestand. By the way, this homestand signifies A 4-1 record so far. The Squatch have only lost one game, as we are in game 6 of 6 of this homestand. A win today would have a 5-1 record. If we were to be lucky enough to sweep the Spuds, would be nice. Talking about that pitcher's duel, Ethan Stady went 5 scoreless innings, giving up 3 hits and fanning 5 Spud batters. As that one out of the glove of O'Brien, but still registered as a strike. Connor Jones looking to keep this and fight back into this count, as it is now full. Facing off against Garrett. Do not want to walk him with bases loaded and only 1 out. The pitch, and that one is going to be grounded over to Palomino, and Ivan throws to second, but does not appear that they will be able to turn any sort of double play, but the force out to Bachman over at second base in time for 2 outs. Runners on the corners now. And Dawson Baracani is the last hope for the Spuds, as they are trying to gain an early lead. They already have a 1-0 lead, but you can never feel too confident with that against the Sasquatch offense. Great play from Ivan there to glove it cleanly and get the runner out at second. Only 1 more out for Jones to get, as Baracani just showed bunt. But Jones fired it in for an 0-1 count. So back to last night. Excuse me, I keep getting interrupted here and there. After Ethan Stady's great performance, the Spuds pitcher Jansen Lucas might have had an even better night, going 6 innings of 6 hit and 6 strikeout ball, as he only gave up 1 run, as that one is grounded softly over to McHenry. The throw to first in time retires Dawson Baracani. The Spuds pull 1 across, but could have been a little worse than that. Connor Jones able to get out of the jam, and the Squatch bats looking to get to work as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We will talk more about Game 2 victory last night. Squatch looking to get a Game 3 win to sweep the Spuds. They got to come over a 1-run lead. We can easily do that. Spuds on top, 1-0.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice strike.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
For summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger Smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
So the 6, 7, 8 hitters up now for your Sasquatch, and have you ever seen a bottom half of the lineup as dangerous as this one? Harrison Clark batting 6th, followed by Carson Green at 7 and Keenan O'Brien at 8. It does not get any easier from here for Torres on the mound for the Spuds. as Mitchell is getting ready for his second inning of work. Had a little jam in the bottom of the first, but the Sasquatch unable to drive any runs across. This is a very good pitcher for the Spuds, as Canyon County actually owns the best earned run average as a pitching staff throughout the entire Independence League. They rely heavily on that pitching, and their offense can score too. Cannot discount that. But the Squatch looking to get these bats busy again. As we mentioned in Game 2 last night, having to face off against Jansen Lucas on the mound, the Squatch only got 3 runs. They were able to get the walk-off victory. We'll talk about that in just a second, as Harrison Clark sends that one out directly to right field, lifts it high. But Lucas Daniello is able to make the catch. Didn't have to move a muscle. Takes care of Clark for out number 1. And stepping in now is Carson, with 1 out and nobody on against Torres. So through the pitcher's duel in Game 2, it was a tied ball game, all up at 2, headed to the bottom of the 9th. And with runners on the corners with 1 out, Ryan Bachman, of course, who else, lifted a fly ball into right field, as he was hoping for maybe even a potential sacrifice fly. And the right fielder for the Spuds dropped the catch, allowing for Gage Crott, who was over at third, to score either way to win Game 2. Would have been a hard throw to make home on line with a speedy runner like Gage. So error or not, the Squatch prevailed in Game 2, looking to have a little bit more of that success tonight. And the Spots, I don't even know what I just said, the Spots, the Squatch, have their work cut out for them against Torres. We talked plenty about Jansen Lucas last night, as he owns a sub-2 ERA on the season. Doesn't get any easier for Spearfish tonight, as Mitchell Torres has a 1-0 record with a 2.45 ERA through his first few starts, as Carson Green sends that one for a ride. And the left fielder right at the track ran a beautiful route. That was Tyler Castelli, able to take care of that one. And Carson Green thought for 1 second he had one. He gave it a lift all the way out to the warning track, but just shy of going over the wall. And I at least had a better read on that one that time. I thought it was probably going to be just a bit short. So now the first 2 batters retired for the Sasquatch, and Keenan O'Brien stepping in. And Keenan tried to hold back. That one was fouled off the bat. Strike 1. But last night was the first time the Squatch have been held to less than 5 runs this entire homestand, courtesy of the great pitching from the Spuds. It was on full display last night, and the Sasquatch are going to have to do it once more tonight. They are down 1-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Plenty of ball left to be played, but Torres has some nasty stuff. Fights back into the count. It is all even up at 2 with 2 outs and nobody on. Your Sasquatch have won their last 5 series, courtesy of back-to-back homestands, both of them being 6 games each, as O'Brien sends that one high, pop fly into the infield, as the shortstop Aricani takes care of it. And another 1-2-3 inning there for Mitchell Torres, takes care of the Squatch bats in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We head to the top of the 3rd. Spuds on top, 1-0. So Connor Jones on the mound through his first 2 innings. Pitch is already faced. 1 through 9 for the Spuds. We'll start right back over. Tyler Castelli stepping in. He is the leadoff hitter. And here with leading off in the third, seeing another look at Connor on the mound. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Jones working quickly. Throws that one inside for ball 1. And the 1-1. Fouled off down third base. So the Squatch, even though they have won the series against the Spuds to this point, are wanting to be extra greedy. Taking the sweep tonight would be nice. The 1-2 is going to be shot and dropping over into right center, as that is going to be a leadoff hit for Tyler Castelli. Carson Green had a good read on it, but it dropped just in front of him. So now Tyler over at first base with nobody out for Lucas Danielowitz. 2 hits now for the Spuds early, as they hold a 1-0 lead, their first lead in this 3-game set. As that one is going to be grounded over to Ivan Palomino, and he makes the throw over to first base in time for out number 1. And Castelli already had a great lead off of first base and was trying to steal second, so he was halfway there during the play, as that rules out any potential double play. Ivan did his job, made the throw to first in time, as one is retired for Owen Bischoff. Batting third tonight, followed by Tyler Stone. We talk about the Sasquatch offense and how hard it is 1 through 9 to get through, but the same here for the Spuds, as Green racing back, just shy of the track, able to make the catch for out number 2, and then the relay over to McHenry to Palomino, as Castelli tested the arm of Green and succeeded. Beat the throw out as he raced from second to third. Runner on third base, 2 outs. And now in for Tyler Stone. You do not like seeing Tyler with runners on. Connor just has to get 1 more out to keep this a 1-run lead. And the 2-out pitch to Stone outside for ball 1. So as the Squatch are trying to win the best second half record of this season to place them in the playoff race at the end of the regular season, they have to get through the Spuds first, as the Spuds currently have a half-game lead over the Sasquatch. It was 2.5 coming into this series, but winning the first 2 of 3 has helped diminish that lead, and sweeping them tonight would put us a half game over Canyon County for the best overall record. A 2-1 count now from Jones, and swung on and fouled off. And excuse me, that is actually a 1-game lead right now for the Spuds. Count even at 2. The pitch is going to be lined into left field, as Gabe Springer gets a good jump on it and takes the catch for out number 3. So Connor Jones able to work around Tyler Castelli, who was over at third base, and able to get out number 3 on Stone, as he gets out of the mini jam. We head to the bottom of the third. Squatch Bats looking to wake up and put a few across on the very good pitcher Mitchell Torres on the mound. We'll see what we can do. Spuds up 1-0 early.
All Balanced Bookkeeping, located right here in Spearfish, is your go-to place for all of your bookkeeping needs. Serving Spearfish for over 2 years, we have over 30 years of bookkeeping experience and can take care of any office tasks, large or small. Contact us now to get in touch with one of our many experienced bookkeepers.
To the bottom of the third inning we go, as both teams' pitchers have been lights out to start this one. As Mitchell Torres, the Spuds pitcher, back out for his third inning of work. Connor Jones just worked around the Spuds batters, as he has only allowed 2 hits and 1 run to this point. Might be a very, very defensive heavy game tonight, as Torres is facing off against Bryson Hoyer, who's batting 9th tonight for the Sasquatch. And the 0-1 way upstairs for ball 1. So no hits so far for the Sasquatch and an error to add, as that one is low and in the dirt inside for ball 2. And Bryson Hoyer takes a big hack at that one. Foul tip into the glove of the catcher. A 2-2 count with no one on and nobody out, as we have just started off the bottom of the third inning. I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, and we are very happy to have you with us today in Game 3. We hope that you are ready to watch some exciting baseball down the stretch tonight. As Hoyer stays in the fight, fouls that one off just then. We'll start over at 2-2. And Mitchell's last start for the Spuds, he went 5 innings, giving up 1 earned run on just 4 hits against the Western Nebraska Pioneers last week. The Pioneers are a very good team offensively, as Hoyer did not go around on that one. The first base ump says no. Count runs full. Would be huge to have Bryson get on, with Gabe Springer starting the lineup over on deck. The payoff pitch, and a beauty of a pitch from Torres, as he uses that breaking ball to find the zone and freezes Bryson Hoyer for out number 1. So Springer stepping in now with 1 out. Hoyer put up a good fight, but just a hard pitch to swing on. Wasn't sure if it would fall back into the zone at any point, but it unfortunately does. To retire Bryson. A fun fact about Mitchell Torres, as he's facing off against Springer, Gabe's going to pop that one a mile high. And Mitchell gets called off from the first baseman, Cole Wilson. He makes that catch in foul ground for out number 2. Torres is working right along, not seeming to have too much of an issue. He has yet to allow a hit against the Sasquatch. But fun fact about him to use as a little bit of hope. Last few weeks ago when the Squatch were really struggling before they really went on their hot tear. They put up more than 2 runs against Torres as he was on the mound. They got 4 runs off of him in the matchup in Idaho. And what's special about that number is that no team so far outside of the Sasquatch have put up more than 2 runs against Mitchell Torres. And we were able to drive across 4 in his last outing. So we face off against him the second time tonight. Hoping for more of that same fortune. The 0-1 now to Nicky. And that breaking ball out of the zone for ball 1. A quick 2 outs here for Mitchell. And Nicky Winterstein looking to keep this inning going. Unable to do anything there with that one. Swing and a miss for a quick 1-2. So we'll see if Winterstein can keep the bottom of the 3rd alive. The pitch. Fouls that one. As we mentioned, it is Healthcare Heroes Night. We are moving right along as both pitchers are having a good game so far, to say the least. But that does not mean that you cannot make your way out to the stadium right now. Our gates are still open. We'd love to see you. Plenty of tickets left to be sold here in Game 3. And if you are in the healthcare profession, you will get half off your admission ticket. As Winterstein grounds that one over to the second baseman as he throws patiently over to first base for out number 3. So 3 innings, and Mitchell Torres has yet to allow a hit, keeping the Sasquatch hot offense at base so far. We hope that changes before too long. Connor Jones taking the mound once more, headed to the top of the 4th. Spuds still with the 1-run lead.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
To the top of the 4th inning we go here as the Sasquatch are behind early, just a 1-run lead for the Spuds, but they have been able to put it in play. The Squatch are still held hitless to this point, but only through the first 3 innings. Things are bound to change, especially with the way that the Sasquatch bats have been swinging the ball. As that one is going to be lined straight to Ivan Palomino. He's able to get in front of it, and the throw over to first takes Harrison Clark off the bag, but he is able to keep his footing and keep that one on first base for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out, as that is going to retire Cole Wilson, the bottom 3rd of the lineup for the Spuds, as Gabe Garrett is stepping back in and batting 8th tonight with 1 out and nobody on. Connor had a bit of traffic in the top of the 2nd, but since then had a scoreless frame in the 3rd and has been working since then. We want to see him going deep into tonight's matchup. And the now 2-0 count to Gabe Garrett. We've seen Gabe on the mound and at the plate as he pinch hit earlier in last night's game, replacing Peyton Flynn, who was over at third base in game 2. And now Garrett gets the start, batting 8th and playing at second base. As Connor is behind, 3 balls, 1 strike. 1 run on just 2 hits, along with an error for the Spuds to this point. And that one is going to be lifted right, hugging the left field line, and is going to stay fair. Gabe Springer gets to it in a hurry, but still a 1-out double there for Gabe Garrett as he gets his night going. That was a great job there from Gabe, able to square it up as one Gabe hits it to another. Gabe Springer over in left field, fields it cleanly. But now Connor Jones facing a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. As that one is going to be thrown over to Harrison Clark for out number 2. Great play from McHenry. Takes care of business there for a quick 2 outs. And now we're looking at Gabe Garrett. Excuse me, folks. I love going through this lineup over and over, trying to figure out where I go wrong. But Spuds fans, if you are out there, I'm not trying to intentionally mess up the order of your players. A quick 2 outs as now Gabe Garrett steps in. And that was Mason Levitt with the 1-out double. Apologies to Mason as he squared one up, sent it out towards the left field line. And now Gabe Garrett with 2 outs. And the 0-1 as Garrett is going to hit that one over the head as it finds a gap over into right center. Green is going to collect it, or he's not, as there was a bobble there. And the wild throw back to second allows for Levitt to score and Gabe Garrett to stay over there at second base. So a 2-out knock is going to drive across the second run of the night for the Spuds as they now hold a 2-0 lead, courtesy of Gabe Garrett putting it in play. As Dawson Barricani steps in, still 2 outs, 2 runs, and now 4 hits for the Spuds, facing off against Connor Jones. 2 of Jones's hits being in this top of the 4th. And that one is going to be hit into shallow left, and Gabe Springer going to make an underhanded catch. A sliding grab, able to take care of business and keep this a 2-0 ball game. So 1 run scores, but luckily no more than that. Gabe Springer with an amazing grab, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, looking to make this an interesting game and come back and cut into this 2-run lead for Canyon County. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball. Mitchell Torres has had an easy 1-2-3 to start his night, going through the first 3 innings of his night on the mound. Has yet to allow a hit, but he has his work cut out for him with the 3-4-5 hitters tonight for the Squatch. Leading off this bottom of the 4th, Ryan Bachman stepping in, as that one is in the dirt and inside for ball 1. Johnny McHenry on deck and Ivan Palomino to follow. The Sasquatch are looking to make a clean sweep of our friends from Idaho with a Game 3 win tonight after winning the first 2 in the set. As Ryan is quickly ahead 2-0. Would be a great inning to start that momentum run, as the Spuds have gathered 4 hits and 2 runs to show for it. The first run crossed in the top of the 2nd, and the second of the 2 runs came across just a few moments ago in the top of the 4th. After an RBI knock from Gabe Garrett to send Mason Levitt home for the Spuds. Squatch looking to do a little business of their own on the offensive end, as Bachman is ahead 3-1, and he will take that one inside for a leadoff walk. Got to get an inning going with a runner on base. That's how that goes if you're trying to score. We hope that is the case here. Ryan Bachman on first with Johnny McHenry coming up. The dynamic duo, if you will. Johnny usually always following Ryan Bachman in the order, and they play off of each other so well. And we like to see some of that here, as Mitchell Torres to this point has been outstanding, as he just worked on his 43rd pitch through 3 innings so far. We don't want him to go deep into tonight's game. Johnny McHenry just showed bunt a few moments ago. Ball 1, as that one was way outside. Torres throws back to keep Ryan Bachman honest. And now 1 ball, no strike to Johnny. And he is going to get that one in off of his hands. Fouled right past the infield. And the second baseman, Gabe Garrett, able to make that catch for out number 1. Johnny can't put it in play the way he would like. He does, but it is a jammed pop fly for out number 1. Now Ivan Palomino stepping in. The Spuds, who are 1-4 to start their second half of play, they have been struggling in their last 10 games, as they have lost 8 of their last 10. But that does not change the fact that Canyon County's pitching rotation has been outstanding. The Squatch earned run average as a team has fallen now to 5.70, whereas the Spuds are pitching to a collective 4.05 ERA. That number was inflated and increased after giving up 3 runs last night. Great work from both starters last night in Game 2, and we're seeing a lot of similarities here in Game 3. Squatch are going to have to get going against Torres. A 2-1 count with Bachman on first. That one's going to be lined up the middle, and that one's going to get through, as Ryan takes second, and Ivan with the first hit of the night for the Sasquatch as he's batting 5th. That's the way to get the inning going. And with the man stepping in, Harrison Clark, a very, very impressive power-hitting first baseman for the Squatch. Could be a huge spot to cut this lead in half, tie it, or maybe take the lead. Any of those options would be nice right now. So we'll see what Harrison can do here, as he has just returned. This is his second start back in the lineup after having a few issues with a lingering injury to his hamstring. He's going to pop that one into right field. And for out number 2, no advance from Bachman over at second to third, as Danielowitz had a strong throw to keep Ryan over at second base. So Harrison tried something there on the first pitch, unable to square up on it like he'd like. And now Carson Green with 2 outs and 2 on. Trying to keep this inning going, trying to push a run or 2 across. He sent one way deep to left field just a few moments ago in his first plate appearance. He was just shy of the wall. Landed on the track. We'd love to see him turn on one here in the bottom of the 4th. We know he is very capable. A 1-0 count now from Mitchell Torres. The pitch, and that one is going to be sent past the first baseman. Ryan Bachman is going to be waved around third base. Here he comes. And Danielowitz with indecision in right field is going to let Ryan Bachman score, as there is no contested throw, and a 2-1 lead as the Squatch cut it in half off of an RBI single from Carson Green. Can never say enough about his bat. And the Squatch are right back in business. For Keenan O'Brien, the first run allowed of the night for Mitchell Torres. And 1 run on 2 hits now. Both of them coming here in the bottom of the 4th. Squatch looking to extend the inning, keeping it up. Runners on first and second for O'Brien, who's had a very impressive performance at the plate so far through his summer season with the Squatch. We had him in the booth yesterday during Game 2 as he came up in the 4th inning and stayed for the rest of Game 2's action. He didn't want to leave the booth. There was too much going on. Both teams going sort of a cat and mouse contest, going back and forth, scoring a run, as the Spuds would score one in the top of the inning, and the Squatch would answer right back in the bottom. But Keenan going to have to work back into this one as Torres is ahead 0-2 with 2 outs here in the 4th. So we'll see what Mitchell has in store. Checks back over at second. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. As Keenan O'Brien unable to catch up with that one. But not before a run crosses here for the Sasquatch off of an RBI knock into right field for Carson Green. Able to get Ryan Bachman to come across home plate. It is a 2-1 lead now for the Spuds, but the Squatch are back and working, looking to fire back on offense, and Connor Jones looking to keep the lead. We head to the top of the 5th. Spuds on top 2-1. Don't go anywhere.
There we go. Winners! Good job, guys.
Thanks, Monument Health, for putting some smiles on some kids' faces tonight. Appreciate you being here for us.
here in the top of the 5th inning, a 2-1 lead as the Squatch fired back and drove a run across in the bottom half of the 4th. So Connor Jones now pitching with a lead that is right back where we started before the 4th inning. Both teams scored 1 last inning. And Connor Jones looking to get right back into it against Castelli, who is leading off. And the 1-1, Tyler went around on that one. So a 1-2 count now for Connor, who is looking to have a pretty easy inning, wanting to go deep in tonight's game. As that was a pretty pitch there, but he did not get the call he wanted. Hands on the knees. Connor Jones has to step back on with a 2-2 count. Looked good from up here, but what do I know? The 2-2. And that one is going to be sent high and deep out towards right field and right on the track. Bryson Hoyer takes care of it for out number 1. Tyler Castelli thought he had a good one there and sent it deep. But luckily a little more height on that one than distance, as Hoyer is able to make the catch. And Lucas Danielowitz steps back in. He's batting second tonight with 1 out and nobody on in the 5th. So Jones not wanting to make any free passes on the mound. And that one is going to be fouled off, out of play, and right at the concession stand. .62 pitches and counting now, as that one is behind Lucas for ball 1. So make that 63 pitches. The 1-1. And Danielowitz is going to hit that one directly. Puts it in the air to Gabe Springer in left field for out number 2. So 2 fly ball outs back to back, and Connor Jones. And out away from a very efficient top of the 5th. Would be huge to have him out for another inning after the 5th. His pitch count is moving right along with the flow of the game. And with the bullpen being pretty busy against the Spuds and coming off of 3 straight games against the Gym City Bison before the Spuds came to town, the bullpen's had a lot of work to do. We'd love to see Connor get as deep in tonight's game as he can. 2 outs, nobody on against Owen Bischoff, the center fielder. The 1-0 pitch from Connor, and that one is going to be grounded up the middle. McHenry trying to get to it, unable to. So that one is going to be hit up the middle for a 2-out single for Owen Bischoff. As that brings up Tyler Stone, the man we never want to see with runners on. Which you can say that just as you can say for the Sasquatch. There's plenty of hitters in the Spuds lineup who you don't want to see with runners on. This has been by far the most entertaining series to date so far this season. The Sasquatch have found a very evenly matched team in the Canyon County Spuds. Both teams have been playing their hearts out so far, as both are fighting for that second half playoff spot. The Squatch having the upper hand so far with a 5-2 record, but never count Canyon County out. They had a better record than us in the first half, and they still own a 1-game lead in terms of our overall records. Which is why a sweep for the Squatch tonight would be so important. 2 outs, the 1-0 count to Stone, and that one's going to be outside. As the Spuds, who made their 14-hour trip to Spearfish, which I guess they actually cut some time off because they originally just came back from a series against the Badlands Big Sticks. So not the full 14 hours. But having to take the trip south after playing our friends in North Dakota. And they are hungry for a Game 3 win tonight against the Sasquatch. They have the 2-1 lead right now. And Jones in danger with a 3-0 count and a runner on first after getting the first 2 outs. A swing and a miss there. Tyler Stone wanted all of that one. Can't catch up to it. Good pitch there from Connor to trick him. As it is now 3-1. And that one is going to be grounded over to Ryan Bachman, able to get in front of it easily. They throw 2. Harrison Clark able to retire the side. So a little more drama with 2 outs for Connor Jones, but he's able to get out of it as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Squatch looking to tie this ball game or take the lead. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. We are glad you are here with us. You're watching Squatch Baseball.
When you venture to spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
The 9-1-2 hitter is now up for your Sasquatch here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We are moving right along. It has been all pitching so far as both teams have a combined 3 runs. As Bryson Hoyer on the first pitch is going to hit a high pop-up, and Mitchell Torres calls that one off for out number 1. Steps off the mound, takes the grab, heads back to the mound. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Torres as the lineup card rolls over for Gabe Springer. 1 run, 2 hits for Spearfish, as the Spuds pitching has done their job in this series. The Squatch Bats came alive once more in Game 1 as they scored 9 runs, but last night only 3 allowed from the Spuds. And tonight, only giving up 1 through 4 1/3. But luckily, in the bottom of the 4th, the Squatch proved that Mitchell Torres is indeed human, as he gave up a run off of an RBI single knock into right field, courtesy of Carson Green. The 1-1 now to Gabe, and he is going to foul that one off once more. 58 pitches now for Torres. Both pitchers looking to come up huge for their respective teams, as Gabe Springer swings at one low and inside for out number 2. Filthy pitch there from Mitchell. Retires Springer now, a quick 2 outs for Nicky Winterstein. The Sasquatch on a 3-game win streak after taking Game 3 against the Gym City Bison earlier last week, followed by Games 1 and 2, both resulting in a win for Spearfish, whereas the Spuds are on the other side. They are battling a 3-game losing streak. And just really talking about the evenly matched teams here, the Squatch are batting .256 as Nikki Winterstein's going to send one into right field. A grounder that gets past the first baseman. A 2-out knock for Nikki keeps this inning going. The Sasquatch are hitting .256 coming into tonight's game. The Spuds hitting .259. Virtually the same numbers. And as the Sasquatch have found their groove on the mound, the Spuds have been consistently doing that throughout this season. Both teams hungry to fight for every game, as every game is important in determining playoff contention come August. As it is up to Ryan Bachman here to keep this inning alive. Bachman was the lone run driven in so far, as he is going to knock that one. Grounds it just foul down the third base line, right past Hunter Pauley, the third base coach for the Squatch. Torres ahead 0-2 with Winterstein on first and 2 outs. It is 7:49, just a few minutes after the 6:35 first pitch. So we're a little over an hour into tonight's contest and almost through the 5th inning. The 0-2. Ryan sends that one foul. Out of play just past the Squatch bullpen. Colby Schiffer ducked his head over there in the Squatch bullpen, as we might be seeing him tonight. As signs point to yes, we most likely will be seeing him. He had a great outing against the Gym City Bison in Game 3. Excited to see him tonight. The 0-2 again. Ryan sends it foul, staying alive. So anything that the Squatch can do here to raise the pitch count of Torres on the mound. As you hope to attack that bullpen for the Spuds sooner rather than later. No balls, 2 strikes to Ryan Bachman. Swing and a miss. Blew it past him. And the inning is retired as the Squatch unable to do anything with it after a 2-out single from Nikki Winterstein. And Mitchell Torres through 5 now. We head to the top of the 6th. It is all defense right now. Both teams looking for a Game 3 win. We will see who wins as we are moving right along to the top of the 6th. We go. Spuds on top 2-1. A 2-1 lead here as we approach the top of the 6th inning. Connor Jones back on the mound for his 6th inning of work. Has only allowed 5 hits and those 2 runs on the scoreboard, and he's looking to keep that lead for the Spuds right there. Not wanting to give them any more insurance, as the Squatch are having to face a very similar opponent in terms of pitching on the mound. Mitchell Torres is enjoying his time on the mound so far, only giving up 1 run on 3 hits. So a night to watch on the mound between both the Spuds and the Squatch. And the 0-1 to Matthew Mandeville turns 0-2. You love watching the arsenal of Connor Jones when it is being pitched right, whether it be his fastball, the changeup, the curve, whatever it might be. Always elusive and always entertaining. And now the count runs 2-2. Jones is doing everything he can as the Squatch bats are still trying to take this lead right back. And the even count of 2. Grounded over to McHenry as he is going to glove that one off of one foot, excuse me, throws over to first just in time off his back foot for out number 1. Mandeville tried to beat the throw out, but unable to as he is retired. 1 out, nobody on. As that brings up Mason Levitt. The heart of the order is up now for the Spuds. The 5, 6, 7 guys. Levitt batting 6th here with 1 out. And he is going to ground that one sharply to Ivan on the 1 hop. The throw in time. We're out number 2. So Levitt on the first pitch. Sends one over to Palomino, and Ivan takes care of him. And we'll see if Connor can take care of Cole Wilson and get out of this inning. A very, very economical, potentially economical top of the 6th. We hope we speak that into fruition. The 2-out pitch. Low and away for ball 1. Jones retired the first 2 Spuds hitters in the top of the 5th a few moments ago, but had a little trouble. Little traffic on the base paths with 2 outs. As I'm sure it is never easy. I'm sure any pitcher can tell you the final out of each inning is the hardest to get. Finds the zone there, curls into the inside edge of the plate for strike 1. To Cole Wilson, who is 0 for 2 tonight. And that one is going to be sent out towards shallow left. Springer charging in on it, able to make the play for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for Connor Jones in the top of the 6th. He is getting better and better as each inning progresses. We might see him out in the 7th. Why not? He is having quite the game so far. Headed to the bottom of the 6th, and the Squatch looking to take this 2-1 deficit and turn it on its head. We'll be right back with you. A 1-run game in favor of the Potatoes from Idaho.
For summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger Smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
The heart of the order now due up for the Sasquatch in the bottom of the 6th, and we have some catching up to do. Only a 1-run deficit, very, very manageable 2-1 lead as the Spuds are up right now, but hopefully not for long. As Torres' first pitch, fastball right off the plate for ball 1. And McHenry is going to get that one off as it jams him, and that one is going to be over the head of the shortstop, off the glove. But what a play. Dawson Baracani initially running backwards. That fly ball was over his head. It falls off of his glove, but he makes the sliding grab, the bare-handed catch to keep that ball and make the grab. What a play for out number 1. Very unlucky out number 1 for McHenry. But you just have to give hats off to Dawson Baracani. As Ivan Palomino steps in for out number 1. Or with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 outside for ball 1 is a 1-1 count now, as I have been greeted by a surprise guest in the booth. We had Keenan O'Brien just yesterday, and this is a major surprise as Ivan gets just a piece of it and sends it foul down third base line. I am Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch. Happy you're here with us tonight, and I am officially now joined by Mr. Cam Hoyland. We've seen Cam before, whether it be in the booth or on the mound or on the dugout camera. We call him Cameraman for a reason. And it's because he loves the spotlight. Cam, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good. We're watching a great baseball game. How are you doing, Win?
I'm doing just fine. This is a pitching duel to the end as Ivan Palomino grounds out, and they throw to first in time. A quick 2 outs here. In the bottom of the 6th, we are watching quite the defensive play between Connor Jones on the mound for the Squatch and Mitchell Torres for the Spuds. What have you been seeing that's really just been standing out so far?
Oh, man, both pitchers are executing pitches, all of them. They're confident with everything, and they're getting guys out in poor contact, and really they're not trying to strike everybody out. They're just getting everybody to get themselves out almost. And by the way, happy birthday to you, Win.
Oh, Cam, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great game. This is one of my more favorite games to watch and be a part of. Is just the games where pitchers are really executing everything and they just look dominant on the mound.
Absolutely. Only 4 strikeouts so far for Torres, but as you said, he's been attacking hitters directly, really relying on those ground balls and not really worried about it. He has a great defense behind him, as does Connor Jones for the Sasquatch.
Absolutely. And let's see if my good friend Harrison here can get a hit, open this game up, and tie it up.
The last out here in the bottom of the 6th. It is only a 1-run game, as we mentioned a few moments ago. Very manageable. Squatch capable of turning this score over at any point, capable of taking the lead. But Cam, I was mentioning a few minutes ago, this is last night where we only scored 3 runs, was the first time that we have been held to less than 5 this entire homestand.
Really? I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. We've been hitting the ball well, but the Spuds have been pitching to the caliber we expect, as they are pitching to an ERA of just 4.05. And for summer ball, that is impressive.
Yeah, and yesterday I felt like we hit the ball pretty well, but I guess they just got us out, or we weren't able to come through and execute when bases were loaded. things didn't like just balls didn't fall or strikes didn't go our way, and they threw really well.
As Harrison Clark is going to send that one, grounding it down the third base line, and the run as he hustles down first base line, but he is not able to make it to first in time. The throw from third makes it in time for out number 3. And Mitchell Torres, another inning as we head to the top of the 7th. Both pitchers just dueling it out for everything it's worth. And I'm here with Cam Hoyland as we are headed to the top of the 7th. This game is moving right along. Only an hour and a half in. Squatch down 2-1. We'll be right back with you.
On your mark, get set, go. I think that's out of regulation, but oh guys.
Gear up for summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger Smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
And here in the top of the 7th inning, a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Canyon County Spuds. I am Win Andrews alongside Cam Hoyland, who just made his way up into the booth because he got bored in the dugout. Cam is having the night off after playing as the designated hitter in Game 2 and on the mound in Game 1 against the Canyon County Spuds. So Cam, happy you are here as Colby Schiffer on the mound. After we saw him warming up in the bullpen, he pitched in Game 3 against the Gem City Bison just a few nights ago. Had a great outing out of the pen, and now stepping in as the Squatch are looking to come back from this 2-1 deficit. As he faces off now against number 15, Gabe Garrett. The 8-9-1 hitter is now up for Canyon County. As Garrett is quickly ahead, 3 balls, no strikes.
And it's really good to see Colby coming in for Connor. Connor threw a great game, and hopefully Colby can battle back after that fastball goes high for ball 4.
And he's got to find his command. You know, just a 4-pitch walk there is going to put Garrett on first base. As that brings up Dawson Baracani, who made an incredible over-his-head play a few minutes ago to make the catch for out number 1 off of a jam shot right past the infield for Johnny McHenry. Did you see that play, Cam?
I did. That was awesome. He really stayed with it and didn't give up as he let it out of his glove and kind of bobbled it. He kind of juggled it.
Bobbled it and then slid. A barehanded catch to keep that one on his body.
Yeah, Sports Center top 10 right there.
Absolutely so.
Ooh,
that one a little high.
Schiffer picks over.
So obviously you were given the reins to see what the Spuds offense was made of in Game 1. You got the first look at them. As we have Colby Schiffer on the mound, tell me kind of what was going through your head. You had a great game, went 5 innings of 2-run ball, and struck out a few along the way as well. What did you see on the mound, and what were you having to really work around with a very dangerous lineup like Canyon County's?
Yeah, so early on I was really working to establish my fastball, and I was able to get a lot of outs with it. and I felt like I was throwing a little bit harder than I usually do as I was kind of blowing it by guys, and I didn't really need to execute my changeup as much, but I will say I was leaving it up a little bit. But against these guys, it seems like the fastball is the out pitch, and Stady showed that yesterday real well. He was cruising and everything, and then I started to get my curveball worked in like the second, third time through the lineup, and like my slider it was off and on, but for the most part, the fastball beats these guys, especially low and away. Just work if you can work that outside. Work outside, inside on them, jam them, and then run it outside. Though they didn't really stand a chance. And then I started to get tired in that 5th inning, and they made me pay, as they should. They're a pretty good ball club.
Very evenly matched. Talking about it, the batting average is only differing by a few points. 256 for the Squatch, 259 for the Spuds, collectively as a team. For their batting averages coming into tonight, the 1-2 from Schiffer, and Barricani's going to send that one into shallow right for out number 1. Bryson Hoyer gets under it to take care of it, and the lineup now rolls over once more for Tyler Castelli. So after a leadoff walk, Colby Schiffer looking to get out of the 7th rather quickly. We are moving right along, and as we started this top of the 7th at 8:05, that means it was exactly an hour and a half from first pitch. The 6:35 first pitch, we are already in the top of the 7th inning. That just really talks about and really shows how much of a defensive game this has been. Really just relying on these strong arms from both teams. Absolutely dealing.
Keenan back there, he's calling a great game right now, and he's working real hard back there. I don't think I've seen one ball get past him. And I also don't think I've seen one runner advance.
As Castelli sends that one out towards shallow left center. Carson Green able to jog under it for out number 2. So 2 fly balls back to back. And now Schiffer just an out away with Lucas Danielowitz coming up. What were you saying, Cam? I'm sorry. So we had to interrupt for the play in the middle of what was happening.
Oh, yeah. And I felt like I wasn't my best. My arm still was a little tight, but I felt like I was able to grind through it, and I did wish I threw more strikes, and that's something I'll work on next time. And see, there's Keenan showing off his arm strength right there, trying to get him on a back pick to first. But back to what I was saying, just trying to work early throwing strikes. There was a few batters there where I was really struggling, and I don't know if it was like I think it might have been a mental thing where I was not all the way locked in, especially like first pitch, and it kind of like tunneled or snowball affected. And then next batter, I'd get back to it. But just like something to go for next outing is to really work hard. Okay. Well, looks like I got to go. So thank you, Win. Happy birthday, and I'll see you later.
Cam, had a great time as always being able to talk to you in the booth. We appreciate you being there as he was called to action. Not sure what that's about, as he might be coming in as a potential pinch hitter later in today's game. Duty calls, he knew exactly what that meant. As they knew where Cam was, it is a 2-1 ball game, and he is a very valuable hitter for the Sasquatch offense. As he had to dip very quickly. Garrett on first base, a 3-1 from Schiffer, and that is a 2-out walk. So runners now on first and second for the Spuds, 2 outs, and Keenan O'Brien making a quick mound visit to talk it over with Schiffer. So a 2-1 ball game, 5 hits and 2 runs to show for it for the Spuds. And the Squatch have only been able to register 3 hits and 1 run late in this one, which is crazy to say. Usually in a typical game at about the 8:15 time, we are probably only around the 4th inning, especially if we're scoring. As the 2-out walk is going to bring up Owen Bischoff. One out away, as the PA announcer says. So Schiffer, who pitches at Loyola Marymount University, has a 1.28 ERA. He has been very great so far for the Sasquatch. A huge addition to the bullpen. Facing off now against Bishop with 2 outs and 2 on. And that one is going to be sent out deep towards center field. Carson Green having to backtrack and just shy of the track for out number 3. Colby Schiffer comes in and takes care of business in the top of the 7th inning. In great relief of Connor Jones. We will have his stat line in just a few minutes as his night is over after 6 innings of 2-run ball. But the Squatch are trying not to give Jones the hard luck loss. They want to take this game right back as we head to the 7th inning stretch. Still down 2-1. Let's change that right here. As we have just finished the 7th inning stretch, Carson Green looking to lead the charge as the Squatch are down late in this one. Bottom of the 7th inning, down 2-1. Very manageable lead to come back from, as the Squatch have come back from much worse than that. But first they have to get through the starting man on the mound for the Spuds, which is Mitchell Torres. He is entering his 7th inning of work. And outside of a bit of a shaky 4th, which was the only run of the night for the Sasquatch that crossed, he has been spotless since, only giving up 3 hits with that 1 run. Carson Green fouls that one off high and foul. So being able to look into Mitchell Torres on the mound as he gets ready for the 1-2 against Green. The pitch, and Green fouls it off once more. Torres from Mesa Community College, alongside his other fellow teammates, Lucas Danielle, what's playing in right field tonight, as well as Dawson Baracani, who is playing short. Always fun to see where these guys come from during the summer ball season, as they are all on the same team during the regular season as well. Carson Green looking to stay in this count. Work that pitch count up as much as he can against Torres. The 2-2 inside. Green raises his arms. Count runs full. As Carson is 1 for 2. As he is the lone RBI guy for the Sasquatch tonight. Fouls it off just once more. In the 4th, Green was able to ground one right past the first baseman into right field, scoring Ryan Bachman. It has been a 2-1 game ever since, as it has been a starting pitching duel, living up to the billing in every sense of the word. We knew what Torres had on the mound coming into tonight's game. The Squatch had their work cut out for him from the start. So Torres stays on the mound, and we are going to talk about our very own pitcher, Connor Jones, who had a very great night for himself. Going 6 innings pitched, only giving up 5 hits and 2 runs. As Green is going to lift that one into shallow left, and the left fielder racing on, able to make the catch right next to the left field line for out number 1. Green put it in play, and the way that the left fielder was racing, looked like Tyler Castelli might not be able to get to it in time, but alas, he does just in time. Had to cover a lot of ground on that one. So Keenan O'Brien stepping in, as this is the bottom third of the lineup. Carson Green batting 7th tonight, not the ordinary, but we love to spread out our scoring threats across the lineup. Not many guys for the Sasquatch who have not been squaring up to this point in the season. The 1-out pitch to Keenan O'Brien. And O'Brien's going to send that one up the middle. That one's going to get past the second baseman into center field. A 1-out single for Keenan O'Brien, keeping this inning alive. We'd love to see that as that pitch count is starting to rise for Mitchell Torres. And that is going to bring up the 9-spot hitter, Bryson Hoyer. We'd love to see him get on base and turn this lineup card around. Get another legit scoring threat on the night for the Sasquatch, as Mitchell on the mound has not allowed many of those. As we said, only 4 hits now for Spearfish. They have been kept rather silent. A lot of 3-up, 3-down innings for Mitchell. Both starting pitchers giving everything they can. As both the Squatch and the Spuds are wanting game 3, and they want it badly. So we'll see what will happen here with Hoyer. He is quickly behind. No balls, 2 strikes to this point. And Torres working on his 90th pitch. The 0-2 is now a strikeout of Bryson Hoyer. He swung at one low, unable to square up on it at all, and that means that Gabe Springer is the last call here in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to get a runner in scoring position. We've had a few knocks here and there to get a guy over at first, but unable to advance a runner over since the 4th inning when that lone run scored for Spearfish. Maybe Gabe Springer can turn that around right here. 2 outs, 1 on to Springer. The pitch, big cut on and missed from Gabe for strike 1. Mitchell still throwing that high heat, as his pitch count is getting into the mid-90s now. Gabe is able to catch up to velocity pretty well. The 0-1 pitched way inside for a 1-1 count. As the stadium lights have been on for a couple of innings now, it has been an overcast day from the start, but not weather threatening. It has been great. A few clouds to shade us from the blistering sun. We've had a cool breeze as well, and so it's been a little more like cloudy and 75, but we will not complain. Great night for baseball. And that one is going to be way inside as that one gets past the catcher and hits off the backstop. That is going to advance Keenan O'Brien. So there we are. Keenan now in scoring position off of the pitch in the dirt. Gabe, a very disciplined and patient hitter at the plate. He's found his stride. Gabe is 0 for 2. And with the way he's hitting, you would think that he's due. He has pulled that batting average all the way up to 280 on the year. after hitting below the Mendoza line for the first few weeks of the season. He has fired back since the last homestand. Hopefully he can put something in play here. And that one is going to be in the dirt as well. Keenan O'Brien with a great lead is going to be able to take third base. So 2 pitches during this at bat that have been in the dirt. And Gabe Springer now ahead 3-1, 2 outs, and O'Brien on third base. All Gabe has to do now is get one to drop. And Mitchell's 3-1 pitch finds the inside edge of the zone. Wow. Count runs full now. Looked to be more like a breaking ball that found the inside edge. So the payoff pitch now to Gabe. Swing and a miss for out number 3. So Mitchell Torres is able to work another great inning as he is now through 7. His pitch count is officially now at 95. We will see if that ends his night, but so far he is only allowed 1 run and 4 hits against the very hot Sasquatch offense. So 2 more innings left to catch up to it. We can definitely do that. We head to the top of the 8th, still down 2-1, hopefully not for long. Here in the 8th inning already, the top of the 8th to be exact, as the Spuds have a 2-1 lead. They've had that lead ever since the bottom of the 4th inning when the Squatch pulled their first run across, but it has been goose eggs on the scoreboard for both teams ever since. An absolute electric performance on the mound from both the Sasquatch and the Spuds hitters. Spuds pitchers, excuse me. As Mitchell Torres is so far 7 innings of 4 hit ball, only surrendering 1 run and 1 walk while striking out 6 Sasquatch hitters. And on the other end, Connor Jones went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs allowed, and only walking 1. A great rebound performance from Connor on the mound after his toughest of the season against the Fremont Moo last week. He looks to carry that momentum into his next start. but hopefully we do not tag him with that hard luck loss. He does not deserve it tonight. It has just been a gutsy outing from both starting pitchers, as the Sasquatch have now worked into the bullpen. Colby Schiffer pitched in the 7th and got around the Spuds hitters, and now we have the new pitcher on the mound, J.D. Kirchner, as Tyler Stone is going to foul that one off way down the left field line and out of play. And man, oh man, are we excited to see what JD has in store. This is Kirchner's first appearance for us this season. It has been a long-awaited arrival. We are so glad to see him finally on the mound at the absolute best time. He takes over for Colby Schiffer here in the 8th and looking to get through this lineup. But that one is going to be grounded over to Bachman, and he makes the great play across his body for out number 1, makes the throw to first in time to retire Tyler Stone. The heart of the order now up for the Spuds in this inning, and with the cleanup hitter Stone retired, that moves it to Matthew Mandeville, who has been catching behind the plate all night. He's called a great game, as he and Torres have been burning it up at the plate. And a swing and a miss there from Mandeville for strike 1. Something that's so tricky about Kirchner is, as you've probably already been able to see, he's sort of a bit of a dual threat on the mound, as his deliveries are a bit different. Sometimes he throws overarm like that, and other times he throws sidearm, as it is very important to be able to keep these hitters on their toes. The 1-1 count with no one on and one out. And Kirchner finds the zone there for strike 2. A very low scoring game tonight. As we've said, it has been all pitching, as we'd expect we'd run into last night. It was a 3-2 win in game 2 last night for the Squatch on a walk-off in the 9th inning. As solid starts once more last night. It's all the same tonight. Unfortunately, the only difference is that the Spuds have their lead. Only a 1-run lead, but their pitching has been immaculate. So we will continue, as Mandeville fought that one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Only 5 hits for the Spuds, but they've been able to tally those 2 runs. It's all they've needed so far. As Matthew's going to send that one out of play, as the kids run into foul ground to collect the foul ball. When they do that, they're able to turn in the foul balls to the concession stand for a Squatch buck, which can be used towards discounts on concessions and merchandise. As Kirchner thought he had that one. That is not a called strike 3. Looked to be in the zone, but I guess not. Count runs full. Kirchner was walking off the mound because he thought so, and the first baseman Harrison Clark with his hands raised, saying, what's that about? The payoff pitch, 1 out. Let's see what Kirchner can do. And that is going to be a 1-out walk. After what looked like could have been strike 3 just last pitch, Matthew Mandeville escapes and able to take the 1-out walk. Looked to be good up here, unless there was some sudden movement at the last pitch that I didn't see. But there is always a worse view from where I'm sitting than on the live stream. So folks back home might be able to see a difference. So with Matthew Mandeville over at first base, Mason Levitt stepping in. Levitt has a hit again in tonight's game. After a multi-hit game in game 2, he is 1 for 3 tonight. We hope that's all he has kept to with a runner on first. And that one up high. And Levitt did not offer. Count even at 1. So we thank you so much for joining us. As I say every game, we'd love for you to be back with us in just a few games. This is game 6 of 6 of this homestand, as we have fired off 6 games in a row. It has been fun, as the Squatch have enjoyed a 4-1 homestand so far. With a win tonight, that would push them to 5-1 to end this one tonight. We hope that is the case, as that one is taken for ball 3. But we will be right back home in just a couple of days. We hope to see you here at Black Hills Energy Stadium, as the Squatch are hot. And now, count went from 3-1 to 4-1. That is going to be the second walk. Back to back, that brings up Cole Wilson. We are now in the bottom third of the Spuds lineup. Runners on first and second, Wilson up and Gabe Garrett on deck. It is crazy just how fast this one has flown by. We are only at 2 hours now on this live stream. And already in the top of the 8th. As Wilson took that one for a call at strike 1. Kirshner in his first appearance for the Squatch, looking to get out of this one unscathed. Fires that one low for ball 1. So it looks like there is a little movement in the Spuds bullpen, as Mitchell Torres is already at 95 pitches, but he has only given up 1 run through 7 innings. And he found the strike zone after having a runner on third base and gave Springer up. As Springer was ahead 3-1, Torres fired back into the count and eventually struck him out. We wonder if that momentum will let him take the 8th. And that one inside once more is a 3-1 count, as Kirshner has had to battle back from behind the last few batters. We hope he's able to find that command. You don't want this Spuds lineup with bases loaded or runners in scoring position at all. And the sidearm pitch there cannot find the zone. Bases are loaded, still only 1 out. That will bring up Gabe Garrett, as that last pitch was upstairs. .35 p.m. now on this Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday evening now, might I say. As there will be a quick continuation of this mound visit. Real quick, looking into J.D. Kirshner, the 6'5" righty from Lenox, South Dakota, plays at Dakota State University, taking the mound for his first appearance tonight. He has not been missing by much, as he had a few that looked like they could have found the zone that were taken for balls. But either way, he has walked 3 in the top of the 8th inning. And now he faces a major jam with bases juiced for Canyon County and Gabe Garrett, who is stepping in. As Garrett is 1 for 2, including a run driven in early tonight. He scored the first run for the Spuds in the top of the 2nd inning. Hopefully that's all he's kept to here. 2-1 lead for the Spuds, bases loaded. And that one right off the edge of the bat, foul down the right field line. So still only 5 hits for the Spuds, but can't forget about the 3 walks so far, which have incorporated the bases being juiced here in the 8th, as Kirshner has not allowed a hit yet. He's ahead now of Garrett, 0-1. The pitch. And low and inside. So with the walk-off win last night in Game 2, the Squatch have already solidified their series win, which has been their 5th in a row. We hope to continue that success moving into our next series opponent, who we will discuss in just a few moments. As Kirshner finds the zone there and is ahead 1-2. Still one out, but would be nice for a ground ball tailor-made double play. With the Bachman and McHenry duo out in the infield, we've seen that happen plenty of times. That one's going to be hit to Johnny, and he slides and makes the throw over. So there we are. The 6-3 double play makes the diving grab, able to step on second and throw to Harrison Clark in time. I predicted it. So that means I'm about 2 for 50 on predictions so far this season, but I got one when it mattered most. Squatch still head to the bottom of the 8th with a 2-1 deficit, looking to put a few runs on the board. Great defensive play, and J.D. Kirshner able to get out of the bases loaded jam. We head to the bottom half of this one. In the 8th, looking to take this lead once more. Let's see what the Squatch bats can do.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort.
All Balanced Bookkeeping, located right here in Spearfish, is your go-to place for all of your bookkeeping needs. Serving Spearfish for over 2 years, we have over 30 years of bookkeeping experience and can take care of any office tasks, large or small. Contact us now to get in touch with one of our many experienced bookkeepers.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Squatch looking to get back on top. They have not yet had a lead tonight, as they haven't really had much of a chance to. After a stellar performance on the mound from starting pitcher Mitchell Torres for the Spuds, went 7 innings, only giving up 4 hits and 1 run surrendered. He was incredible, striking out 7 in the process. But luckily for us, that brings out a bullpen arm as his night is over after 95 pitches. And this brings in Hayden Van Acker, as he pitched once on July 2nd, back on the mound on the 6th. Facing off against Nicky Winterstein, as he is quickly behind 0-2 to Van Acker. Nicky is batting second tonight and DHing. He is 1 for 3. Would be a good spot to be 2 for 4. Need to get a runner on base before the 2-out spot. The 0-2, and he is going to lift that one right off the edge of the bat, right past the infield, and Barricani takes care of that one off the high fly ball, gloves it for out number 1. So that brings up Ryan Bachman, as he is getting ready to step in. There's going to be a quick mound visit already after Van Acker smiling on the mound. He's going to talk through things, and it looks like they are going to make a substitution on the mound. They're going to bring in somebody else. So that is going to be the end of the night for Hayden Van Acker. Now we know why he was smiling, as the Spuds are playing smart here, going with matchups late in this game. Bottom of the 8th. A 1-run ball game for the Spuds as they have the lead. And we will see who is now taking the mound. As the pitcher is going to get on the mound, have a few warm-up pitches. It's looking to be Nate Galusha, the righty, who is also playing at the plate a lot. So one of these utility guys, sort of like Griffin Sheeran for us, as well as Cam Hoyland. Able to play many different positions across the field and also valuable on the mound. We'll see what he has in store for the Squatch, as Galusha now has to face off against Bachman, McHenry, and Ivan Palomino. We hope that any 3 of them would be able to get on. There's already 1 out after the pop out from Nicky Winterstein a few moments ago. So this is the first time we've actually seen a lot of situational pitching, as an opposing team in the Spuds has found they want to go with matchups. Van Acker had a rough last few outings. That was his 4th appearance on the season. Very small sample size. But it looks like they wanted to take care of Winterstein for out number 1. That was the end of the line for Van Acker. Just had to retire Winterstein. And that's how they bring up Nate Galusha, facing off for the first time against the Sasquatch in this 3-game series. And he does not have an easy appearance ahead of him. Ryan Bachman followed by Johnny McHenry. So we'll see what Ryan can do to try to get on base any way he can. So we mentioned a few minutes ago, the Squatch, after last night's game 2, have won their 5th series in a row. So the series win against the Spuds is officially secured. But it would not hurt to have a sweep. We would much prefer it. Taking 3 of 3 against the Spuds to end this homestand before we head on the road for a few games. Galusha's pitch is outside. Bachman ahead quickly, 2-1. A sweep would only further define the momentum that the Sasquatch have had so far in the last few weeks. After losing 4 of 5 to the Spuds in Idaho a couple of weeks ago, the Squatch have fired back, as Bachman is going to send that one deep into left field. But Castelli gets under it for out number 2. Motion's just a few steps back. Gets under it. And now Johnny McHenry has to keep this inning alive. Squatch only have to come back from one-run deficit. But it is much easier said than done, especially with the Spuds pitching staff. We can't say enough about it. They own the best earned run average in the Independence League, and it is shown through tonight. The Squatch, after having many 15-plus hits and having north of 10 runs in a lot of games the past few weeks, they have been held to only 4 hits and 1 run tonight. McHenry goes around, can't hold the bat back. A 1-1 count now as Galusha only has to get one more Squatch hitter to get out of this 8th inning. We hope there's many more behind McHenry. The 1-1 now, and Johnny's going to ground that one right to first base as he's going to make the toss over to Galusha, as Galusha steps on the bag just in time to beat out the run from Johnny McHenry. The first baseman, Cole Wilson, knew he was not going to be able to race back to the bag in time as he had to backtrack just a few steps. Made the smart toss to retire the side. So nothing comes of the 8th inning as we head to the top of the 9th, looking to keep this a 1-run lead so we can hopefully walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. We approach the final inning of play tonight. Hang with us, Squatch Nation. We're hoping for a series sweep of the Canyon County Spuds. We'll be right back with
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. She loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
For summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger Smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
Are we already in the top of the 9th? The answer is yes. This game has absolutely flown by. I am Wynn Andrews, the voice of the Squatch. So happy to be here with you as that ball is sent high and deep over into left field. Gabe Springer, shy of the track, takes care of Dawson Barricani after he sends one on the first pitch off of Griffin Sheeran, the new man on the mound for the Sasquatch. Tyler Castelli, the leadoff hitter, is now stepping in with one out after Gabe Springer took care of that one. The lineup card rolls over, and Griffin Sheeran, who is making another appearance tonight, looking to have the upper hand on Castelli. Fires that one in for strike one. The 0-1. And that one can't find the zone. Apparently not a strike. It is a called ball. So a 1-1 count now for Sheeran, who is one of those utility guys we were talking about. Plays at third base, played in right field the other night, and now on the mound as that one is hit hard out towards center field. Carson Green only has to take a few steps and catches it for out number 2. So Lucas Danielwitz, after a quick first 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, is hopefully the last batter faced for the Sasquatch. Griffin Sheeran already working very quickly, as this will be his 5th pitch of the inning, already having 2 outs. Both deep flyouts for the Spuds. Fires that one deep in the dirt and fires back up and hits Keenan O'Brien. The abuse that catchers take is just unreal to me. So underrated and so underappreciated. But Keenan O'Brien calling a great game behind the plate to this point. As he, alongside the starting pitcher Connor Jones, followed by Colby Schiffer, J.D. Kirshner, and now Griffin Sheeran, have pitched a game only allowing 2 runs to this point for the Spuds. The only bad news about that is that the Squatch have only scored 1. So hopefully a quick 3rd out of Danielowitz will take care of business in the top so we can focus on scoring in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-2 from Sheeran. And that one is going to, looks like, a little confusion here. It looks like it hit him on the top of the helmet, but the ump ruling that it did not. And Lucas arguing, I just got beaned. So we'll see what's going on there, as the home plate and first base ump are going to come together and figure out what just happened there. So still only 5 hits and 2 runs for the Spuds, but the pitching for the Spuds has done just a tad better, as they have only given up 1 run on 4 hits. It has been nothing short of impressive seeing these guys on the mound, combining for only a total of 9 hits from both teams. The 1-2 from Griff. And he pulled that one. Fastball, but in the dirt. Luckily, no one on base, as Sheeran is looking to finish off Lucas Danielowitz. He was initially ahead just a few moments ago. And now the 2-2. Low and away. Count runs full now. Looking at Griff, after he had 3 consecutive starts to start the year on the mound, he has since been focusing on work out of the pen. And he has been great for us so far. We hope he continues that dominance tonight. The payoff pitch. And swing and a miss, as Lucas Danielowitz unable to catch up to that one. Swings and misses for out number 3, Griffin Sheeran. A 1-2-3 inning, facing the 9-1-2 hitters for the Canyon County Spuds. Takes care of business and now allows for the Spearfish Sasquatch to focus on their bats. Only have to get 1 run to tie, 2 to win it. Are we in for another walk-off the 2nd night in a row? We hope so. I'm Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. We'll be right back with you in just a few minutes. Spuds up 2-1, headed to walk-off territory in the bottom of the 9th.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way?
Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables.
Headed to the bottom of the ninth. It has been a low-scoring affair to this point as the Squatch find themselves down 2-1 in game 3 of 3 against the Canyon County Spuds. As all 296 folks are here at the stadium hoping and wishing for a walk-off for the Squatch tonight in game 3. They did it in game 2. That means they can do it again. As Ivan Palomino steps in, Squatch have 3 outs to make it happen, and a 1-run lead. Very manageable to come back from. But neither team has scored since the 4th inning. It has been scoreless ever since. And now with the 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up, Squatch have to be on point. And Ivan Palomino is, as he sends that one into right field. A shot right past the second baseman for a leadoff single. So the tying run now in Palomino over at first, just in time for Harrison Clark. And this is where Nicky Winterstein's lineup decisions are really coming into play. Putting Palomino at 5, and then having Harrison Clark and Carson Green, both very strong bats for the Squatch in the 6 and 7 spots. Starting to show off now why he did so for situations just like this. As Palomino is going to take his night to the dugout as he is being pinch run for. We'll see who that is. It appears to be Cam Hoyland on first base. He was with us in the booth just a few moments ago, and we see why he was needed. Very important situation as he now finds himself at first base, thanks to Ivan Palomino's leadoff single. Only a 1-run ball game. If Harrison Clark were to send one deep, this ball game is over. Let's hope for the best. Harrison's been getting under these pitches all night, sending him deep, but just not enough. That one's low for the new pitcher on the mound for the Spuds, Tristan Tatum, number 6. And it shows just how much the Spuds want game 3, as Tatum has been a starter in every game until now, as he is facing his first appearance out of the pen. This is his seventh game and his first bullpen appearance on the mound. And Harrison might want that one back. Looks on that one, a 1-1 count. Tristan Tatum actually with the best ERA on this Spuds team. As Clark is going to ground that one over to third, and the throw to second is going to get past the second baseman, and that's going to let Cam Hoyland take third base. So that is going to be an error on the throw from the third baseman to second. Harrison Clark safe at first, and Cam Hoyland safe at third. Runners on the corners, nobody out. We are in prime position like we were last night in the bottom of the ninth. And that's going to bring up Carson Green, who already has an RBI tonight. Scored the sole run tonight for the Squatch in the 4th inning. An RBI single into right field. So we will see how much the bullpen appearance now will bother Tristan Tatum, or how it will affect him at least. 5 pitches thrown, and runners already on first and third. In his last appearance for the Spuds as a starter, Tatum against the Big Sticks went 8 innings, only giving up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. Striking out 6 in the meantime. But a bit of a different story to start out this inning, as that was going to be sent out to right field, and the right fielder racing in on it. Not going to be in time as it's fair. That's going to send home Hoyland. He comes home from third, and they're going to wave him around from third base. And the throw, not in time. The Squatch walk it off for their second time in 2 nights back to back. And we take the sweep against the Canyon County Spuds. Carson Green comes through as we celebrate over there. And there's going to be a bit of an argument here. I guess we're still going to proceed with everything. The celebration seems to be intact. The Spuds are heading back to the dugout, down to their last 3 outs. The Sasquatch tag on 2 more runs. After a leadoff single from Ivan Palomino to start the rally. A throwing error from the third baseman to keep Harrison Clark safe over at first. And then Carson Green hugging the right field line, sending it deep, making the right fielder race for it. Lucas Danielle was unable to make the catch in time. It was a difficult play to make, if any play at all. And as soon as he got to it, that was going to send Cam Hoyland around. And man, oh man, Carson Green coming through as Harrison Clark came around for the final out. Squatch take game 3. A series sweep of the Canyon County Spuds, 3-2. An absolute heartbreaker for the Spuds as they fought hard throughout the entire matchup. And the Squatch showing just what they are capable of as they take the sweep and increase that first half record to 6-2, making it a 5-1 homestand through 6 games. And that is back-to-back homestands with a 5-1 record. The Squatch are hot. You cannot tell anyone else any differently. So, wow. As that one came down to the last inning, Squatch have walked it off twice. Back-to-back nights in games 2 and 3. Showing just what we are made of. We will have a quick post-game in just a few minutes. What a night for the Sasquatch. So happy to be here with you on the call. We will be right back with a quick post-game in just a few minutes. But I'm Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. Happy to be on the call for 2 walk-offs in a row. Squatch get the victory after a hard-fought game on the mound between both teams. But the Squatch ultimately prevail as they have time and time again. We are looking good. Head to our next series. Squatch take game 3 and sweep the Spuds 3-2. We'll be right back with you. So we welcome you back here to Black Hills Stadium during Game 3 of 3 against the Canyon County Spuds. An exciting thriller and the second walk-off in a row. As we did it last night in Game 2, we did it again in Game 3 as Carson Green drove in 2 runs on a double down the right field line. It was incredible. As I am here with starting pitcher Connor Jones, I'm Wayne Andrews, your voice of the Squatch, alongside the man on the mound who started it all off for us tonight. It was a pitcher's duel from the start. Connor, glad you're here with us to talk about it tonight. Connor, you went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits and 2 runs. Kind of walk me through your performance on the mound and how it felt going into it.
I know I'm more of a contact pitcher. I know they like to be aggressive, so I just try to get the ball over the plate and let them do their own jobs for them.
Absolutely. So, yeah, as you said, 1 strikeout only tonight, but really just relying on attacking directly, really just inducing those ground balls as well as fly balls, not really worrying about anything else, and you did a heck of a job with that tonight. So outside of that, coming off of that last start against the Fremont Moo, as you know, it was just last week, bit of a rough outing, 4 innings, 8 runs. How did you kind of readjust and be able to tell yourself just to start over, refresh the mind, come back on the mound for this game?
As a pitcher, you're always going to have a bad outing here and there, and then you just got to tell yourself to clear it and try to work on things that you see or felt during your last outing, and then come in and throw strikes and see what happens in your next one.
Well, we were talking about earlier on the broadcast when you had to leave the game with the hard luck 2-1 deficit going in. I said I did not want you to be able to have to take the L. That was not deserving of you whatsoever. What were you thinking going in to the dugout? Were you wanting to stay out for another inning, or were you happy with the decision on the mound to go after 6?
I wanted to go out for another inning, but I respect what Nikki and Richie are doing here, and I just knew that the other pitchers coming in would get the job done, and then the offense would come along too.
And the offense surely did that. A walk-off after scoring 2 to take the 3-2 lead and eventually the win in the bottom of the 9th. Connor, how does it feel being able to have that offense back you up? Did you feel good about it coming in, even though you knew you were down 2-1 when you left the game? Did you feel good about the potential Sasquatch comeback?
Oh, yeah, you always feel good about it, especially when we're hitting the way we have been this past week and a half. You always know that there could be a chance that we come back and win the game. And we showed it yesterday, and we showed it today.
Only took 1 pitching change as 1 bullpen arm came in and struggled a bit against the Squatch in the 9th inning as it all paid off for us, and we sweep the Canyon County Spuds as they head back for their next series, wherever that might be. They've made a long trip from Idaho, but at the end of the day, the Squatch take care of business in all 3 games. So, Connor, anything else you want to add to the stream after your great pitching performance? Lights out.
I just want to say happy birthday to my boy, Wynn.
Oh.
And go Squatch.
Thank you so much. And y'all walked it off for me on my birthday. How fitting. You can't ask for anything better than that. Connor, thank you for tossing 6 innings of beautiful ball tonight on the mound as we say goodbye to him and we welcome in the man of the hour, Carson Green. We've had him plenty on as we love talking about the night that he has at the plate. Tonight might have been the biggest of all of them. Carson, congratulations on the walk-off victory as this was the man up at the plate with the runners on 1st and 3rd. Eventually drove in both off the double down the right field line. It was incredible. Kind of run me through your emotions on how you're feeling so far coming off of this to get the series sweep against a very, very evenly matched opponent.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It's a pretty surreal moment for me to come up in that situation, and I'm just so glad that I was able to do that for our guys before I'm taking off. And I know these guys are gonna keep it rolling and hopefully win this thing, but I'm just really happy I got put in that situation and was able to capitalize on that.
So Carson 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs tonight. He was the winner as he drove in an RBI for Ryan Bachman early in the game. A RBI single into right field, and then obviously the eventual. You were really hitting right field tonight, weren't you? Really hitting that quadrant. But a great night overall as he walked it off for the Sasquatch to take this sweep. Carson, you just mentioned before you head off, this is probably the most fitting moment ever. The best way to go out, explain to our viewers kind of what's going on right now. This is your last day as a Sasquatch.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I'm really going to miss these guys, but, I'm just happy that, that was able to happen, and, I'm, really going to miss everything about, Spearfish and everything, so, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Carson, you've made many memories with these guys. It has been incredible. You've accounted as a fan favorite. It has been a great time so far, and as players come and players go in summer ball, Carson has been starting in center field about every day. manning center field, and he has been incredible. Defensively, offensively, you name it, he has been a leader on this team, taking a very important role. Carson, anything else you want to add? Any thanks? Anything you want to say about this summer in Spearfish before you head out?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to you. Love you, buddy.
Well, this is a great farewell right here.
It is.
Sentimental times.
You know, I just want to say thanks to all the players. Man, it wouldn't have been the same without all these guys. You know, they're all great dudes, and I know they're going to go off and do great things. So, really going to miss it. Go Squatch.
Absolutely. Well, you were here for the entire first half, taking it in during the difficult times and then manning it and coming around during the times when y'all are hot. So you left this place much better than you found it. It has been a fun season so far, and we thank you for everything. Your walk-off heroics tonight have been very appreciated. Carson, anything else you want to add to this live stream before you head out? And we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
No, man. That's it. Go Squatch.
That's it. Go Squatch. Can't say much after they walk off to sweep the Spuds and get right back into this division race and hopefully have the best record in the second half. Carson, we thank you for everything you've done. We're going to miss you in center field, but we thank you for all your contributions to this point.
Thank you.
A perfect night to send you off. Couldn't ask for much better, could you?
No.
So Carson Green, lost for words here in his last game as a Spearfish Sasquatch. Perfect way to send him off. We thank you for tuning in tonight as the Squatch take Game 3 3-2 as they've won their 5th series in a row and also just swept the Spuds, a team who we only won 1 of 5 against during we played them in Idaho. We look a lot different now, don't we, Carson?
We do. Definitely different. We're hot.
So outside of that, we finished this homestand 5-1 as we did with the same record last week on our last homestand, and we take this momentum into the Gem City Bison, our friends that we've seen twice already this season, but this time we'll be playing them in Wyoming. We hope that you'll tune in for those games. Very exciting matchups as the Squatch continue to find ways to win. The walk-off the last 2 nights, the evidence of that. It has been so much fun so far being with this team and seeing all the stuff that we are doing so far. But we ask you to tune in. We will have more updates with you on the time and the dates of the series with the Bison. But for now, I am Win Andrews, the voice of the Sasquatch, alongside center fielder Carson Green, a Sasquatch original, a legend at this point in time. You have been great, Carson. We thank you for everything. But for now, we will leave you with the fact that we just swept the Canyon County Spuds in 3 games, and we look to continue that against the Bison. We'll see you later. Squatch improved to 6-2 on the second half of the season, only looking up from here. We'll see you later. Have a great night, Squatch Nation.